a second and I thought about it. Wasn't Sophie Cunningham feeling the type of way about her contract when it all came out? Like, damn, I thought I was going to get a little bit more money. So, is Sophie Cunningham getting the last laugh? Because I believe she's getting the last laugh. Oh, Sophie Cunningham is telling it all. And if it's one person that for sure has Caitlin Clark back, oh, it's Sophie Cunningham. Because Sophie Cunningham wasted no time today poking fun at the entire Fever organization. Oh, yes, because yesterday when I was on live, and shout out to you guys.
Sophie Cunningham has been one of the more candid voices around the Indiana Fever this season, and her latest move on social media may be the most revealing thing to come out of the organization. All year, the week prior, Cunningham had already raised eyebrows by openly discussing the team's defensive scheme during a media session and casually mentioning that the Fever had held a 2-hour team meeting, details that caught her teammates off guard when they arrived at the podium. Kelsey Mitchell's visible surprise when reporters already knew about the meeting made clear that Cunningham was operating well outside the usual boundaries of what players share publicly. Now Cunningham has gone further. Following the game-winning buzzer beater by Caitlin Clark, Cunningham posted a photo recap on Instagram with a caption that directly addressed what happened on the final possession.
Yes, because yesterday when I was on live, and shout out to you guys that tuned into that live, I say, man, is it me? But does it look like this play was designed for Kelsey Mitchell? Because we see Kelsey Mitchell go to the right, get hemmed up, go to the left. Sophie, and nah, I ain't even finna wait for you to get open. Here, Caitlin. And that's exactly what she did. And I'm telling you right now, Sophie Cunningham saved the day. Oh, and everybody's talking about it. So for all of you guys who might not know this, Sophie Cunningham took the
Clark herself commented on the post, acknowledging it. What makes this significant is the context. Replays of the final play show Kelsey Mitchell moving toward the ball, getting cut off, and redirecting the body language of someone who expected the ball to come to her 0.4 seconds remaining to secure a 78-76 victory. Cunningham's post effectively confirmed what the footage already suggested. The play was not drawn up for Clark.
About it. So for all of you guys who might not know this, Sophie Cunningham took to Instagram today, and this was by far the most convincing. This has been the most convincing post I've seen all year long to let me know Stephanie White and a Fever, they don't like Caitlin Clark. Hell no, they don't like her at all. I mean, they probably hate Caitlin Clark, even drafting Caitlin Clark. And I just hate to be so brutal with you, but at this point, I am convinced. You can't tell me.
She improvised, put up a shot from an area most players would never attempt, and converted it. The designed action was meant to go elsewhere. That detail carries weight beyond one buzzer beater. It fits into a broader pattern of questions around how the Fever's offense is structured and who it is built around. When the coach designed play pointed away from the most dangerous scorer on the floor, and the player ignored it and won the game anyway, that is not a small thing.
Hate to be so brutal with you, but at this point, I am convinced. You can't tell me otherwise that they do not like Caitlin Clark. Now, this is Sophie Cunningham Instagram. So today on Sophie Cunningham Instagram, she took time to reflect. And when I tell you reflect, she reflected on last night's game. Now, Sophie caption is, your life seems so fun. Thanks, my family used to have a conversation of how to deal with me. Now, this is Sophie Cunningham. Caitlin.
On the wider conversation around Clark, WNBA champion Cynthia Cooper offered a measured perspective on the pressure Clark is operating under. Cooper acknowledged that carrying a franchise while also shouldering the weight of elevated attention on the entire league is an enormous burden. She drew from her own experience, noting that she had been in situations where everything felt stacked against her, and her reactions were not always what she would have wanted. The difference, Cooper pointed out, is that she did not have every camera in the building focused on her. Clark does at all times.
Of how to deal with me. Now, this is Sophie Cunningham. Caitlin is soonly, definitely posted this. Caitlin said, "Love you, Soph. Twin. Crazy that you cropped me out." But watch this. That's David Mills. Shout out to David Mills, man. He be in here in St. Louis with First Form. So let's take a look at some of these pictures. So as you guys can see here, there's her and Lexi. Her and Lexi. Boom bow. Sophie with the game face. Sophie pulling up to the game, looking fabulous. Look at Sophie warming up, tongue.
Cooper expressed confidence that Clark would work through this stretch, just as she adjusted during her first season. The expectation is that her game will continue rising as the pressure becomes more familiar. The comparison being raised in wider basketball discussions is an unconventional one. Not Michael Jordan, not Larry Bird, but Babe Ruth. The argument is not about statistical equivalence, but about cultural impact. A figure who brought an entirely new audience to a sport and transformed its reach in ways that extended well beyond their individual performances. Whether or not that comparison holds up under deeper examination, the underlying point about Clark's effect on WNBA viewership and attendance is difficult to dispute.
Sophie pulling up to the game, looking fabulous. Look at Sophie warming up, tongue out. But let's keep watching. Didn't follow the plan. Worth it. We may have improvised. Oops, you followed the right plan. Won anyway, 78-76. Sophie Cunningham has confirmed that this play right here was not designed for Caitlin. So all of us that thought we was tripping and was like, hold on.
What had been speculation became something much closer to confirmation when Sophie Cunningham herself weighed in on the now viral game-winning play. The claims that both Sophie and Caitlin Clark had gone entirely off script were not exaggerations. They turned out to be accurate. The confirmation came in layers. First, Lexi Hall spoke on radio and delivered a quote that stopped a lot of people mid-sentence. The play on that final possession was designed to draw a foul, not to produce a shot. Hall's exact words. We were trying to draw a foul there.
Hold on. Let's watch the play right now. This is such a profound moment, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm ecstatic with this. So this is the play right here. Let's pull it up. So let's start it over. So this is the play from last night. Let me blow it all the way up. Look, it is 0.4 seconds left. Let's play it.
I think Caitlin's a great basketball player. She made a read. Sophie was able to deliver a perfect pass. She knocked it down when it mattered. So the intended outcome of that final possession was foul bait.
4 seconds left. Let's play it. So if you guys can see here, there's Kelsey Mitchell. She's doubled. Now, Kelsey turned around, and I knew I wasn't tripping because Kelsey turned around so fast, like, damn, I was supposed to get the ball. Open. Wide open. Wide open shot.
The Fever, down one with the game on the line, drew up a play whose primary goal was to get fouled, not to win with a bucket. The original action was designed around Kelsey Mitchell coming off a curl, with the hope of drawing contact and getting to the line. What happened instead is that Sophie took one look at the situation and made an entirely different decision. Sophie then shared a meme that captured the moment perfectly. The play had not been followed, improvisation had happened, and the result was worth it. Caitlin Clark liked the post.
Oh, man, deep cuts right there. Point of fact, I've never seen that movie. Let's start here. Oh, my goodness. What Lexi said on the radio about Caitlin and Sophie making a decision on this last play. Guys, what? This is the damnedest shiznit I have ever seen. Are you telling me they were going for a foul? That they were going for a foul?
Several other Fever players also engaged with it. The whole team, in effect, was in on the joke, because everyone involved knew exactly what had actually taken place. The decision to design a play around drawing a foul, rather than executing a real scoring opportunity, is what generated the strongest reaction. With the game on the line and a chance to win outright, the strategic choice was apparently to hope for free throws.
They were going for a foul? That they were going for a foul? I was already not happy. Look, it worked out. Caitlin Clark hit the three. It was a jump up out of my seat, hell yeah moment. But I said in my video this morning, and I said in my video last night, I'm going to be pissed if this last shot is not taken by Caitlin. It was set up for Kelsey Mitchell, so obviously, when she was coming around the edge on that little curl. And so
criticism that followed centered on the idea that this represented a fundamental failure of competitive instinct, that the coaching staff, in the highest leverage moment of the game, defaulted to a passive option rather than going after the win directly. What made the sequence remarkable was not just that Clark hit the shot. It was that multiple players made correct real-time adjustments. Simultaneously, Aaliyah Boston abandoned her own role in the play and shifted into a blocking position, screening off the defender to create space. Clark relocated on the fly to an open area on the floor.
Around the edge on that little curl. And Sophie said, nah, I'm going full outlaw. But this was the purpose of the play. And I cannot imagine you, quote from Lexi Hall, we were trying to draw a foul there. What? Say what?
Sophie read all of it, held the ball until the window opened, and delivered the pass. Sue Bird could be heard on the broadcast, identifying that Clark was wide open as the play was still developing. The debate that followed broke largely into two camps. Those insisting the coaching staff had planned the outcome all along, and those arguing the entire sequence was evidence of poor play design. The players themselves did not appear especially invested in either argument.
We were trying to draw a foul there. I think Caitlin's a great basketball player. She made a read. Sophie was able to deliver a perfect pass. She knocked it down when it mattered. I can't say that's exactly what we drew up, but it worked. So we'll take it any day of the week. Oh, they went full on outlaw. Full on outlaw.
The team's internal response, sharing memes, leaving comments, and laughing about it publicly, suggested the locker room viewed the whole situation with a lot more lightness than the outside commentary did. The game was won. The shot went in. For the players on the floor, that was the only part that needed any further discussion.
Outlaw. Wow. I mean, seriously. You will never in a million mother effing years convince me in the pit of Hades, you will never convince me that Austin Kelly intended, that he drew this up and wanted a foul out of it. That's got Stephanie White's stench all over it. All over it. The putrid smell of mid is all over that. Guys, I'm so glad Caitlyn hit that shot. But somebody made a comment and said, you do realize this just bought Stephanie White like another 10 games. And I was like, F. Guys, let's look at a little body language. Can we get a body language police situation?
How much confidence?
All right, let me blow this up. Look at Kelsey's face. Is she happy right now? Look at Kelsey's face. Is she happy right now? Question mark. Is she happy?
How much confidence did you have in her hitting that one?
Is she happy? Inquiring minds want to know. Are you happy for the result? That you did not take the shot?
Honestly,
Yeah. Uh-oh.